Wednesday on Saturday, November 6th at 7 p.m.
Coach, let's just start with how's the team looking so far, first week, and from that scrimmage? What are you taking from that?
Well, it's kind of the classic first week. You have 2 or 3 days that go great because you have so much energy and enthusiasm, and everybody just plays so, so energized that it's hard to kind of fault any of the mistakes that you make. And there's a lot of teaching. And then fourth day, third or fourth day, it tapers off, and by the fifth day, if we would have had the scrimmage on Friday, I'm sure it would have looked as if we were going to go 0-31. But we learned a lot from Friday and actually had a decent, solid scrimmage, probably a really solid scrimmage. It was nice to have David Hansen play like David Hansen's capable, and Sean Lewis, after a very sluggish start, really had a nice, steady second half where he would kind of, played through and kept improving and improving. That's what we're looking for from both those two guys this year.
Cool. And as far as, your second year here, how much further ahead are you guys? Last year you just had to adjust to the system, get used to you and the new coaches. You had to learn the players. How different is it this year?
Well, I would say we've talked about as coaches, I think we're 4 to 8 weeks, depending upon what day it is. Some days we go, wow, we're a month ahead. Other times we might think we're 2 months ahead where we're at. And on top of that, our schedule is much more appealing in that we have a home game, a road game, a home game, a road game. We don't, not until December do we take a page out of the football schedule, and then we have 5 games on the road. But that's we get a good 10 games under our belt before we go on the 5-game road trip.
Have any of the new guys or the red shirts who are playing this year, any of them open your eyes already so far?
Well, Chris O'Brien's been the steady force for us. He's playing the point guard. He's strong. He's physical. He's mature. Real coachable. He's done a nice job. Ben Eisenhart is actually, as far as the 2 big kids, 2 6'10" kids, has had a little more consistency in the practice, and we're going to play him a little bit more at the 5 instead of a 4. Then after that, the freshman of both Malik Love is pretty aggressive and strong, and then the other point guard out of Texas, Jamal, was real steady. He looks like he belongs. He's confident out there.
And Coach, now that you said 2 weeks until the start of the season, then
yeah,
is that? How quickly do you think that's going to go? And are you going to have enough time to? I guess you are, no matter what. But is that going to be enough time to get this team?
Well, the nice part is it is November 6th. It's 2 weeks from this last Saturday. It's an exhibition game, so we'll probably be playing depth-wise. Probably still playing probably a little deeper and a few more guys than we want. The first of counting games the following week up in Seattle. And we try not to put too much emphasis or de-emphasis on any one of those games, but we've got to keep improving. If we could get better every week, we'll be fine. But I think that the fact that we do have 4 or 5 guys that started time to time last year, know who I am, know the assistant coaches' names, we'll be better off.
In talking about some of the returners, is there anybody that we know that we saw last year that maybe might surprise us this year, that just had a great offseason and may be even better than what we saw last year?
I think David Hansen played very well in practice last year, and then was very soft the first half of last year. He just wasn't confident and aggressive. Now he's picked it up where he was at the end of last year, and now he's shooting when he should, and he's posting when he should. He's playing with great confidence and swagger that we have to have David play with full confidence, and I think Sean's mental approach to the game is much more consistent. So I think those 2 are going to lead us all the way through. And the rest of the guys, I think they're just still developing. Still too early to really tell too much from there.
So there's a pretty long break from the end of last basketball season until the beginning of this one. Guys go home. They kind of control their own fitness and practice level. Who's come back really surprised you with their fitness level or really improvement over last season that you last saw them?
Well, we like again mentioned that Ben Eisenhart has done a nice job. He's gained about 5 more pounds, 5 to 6 more over the summer. He went back up to Seattle and played a lot, lifted a lot, and it's kind of transferred this last week. His last 3 or 4 practices were real good. Also, I think that some of the freshmen that we saw in high school, we thought were good physically ready, but both Malik and Jamal look the part. They're physically strong, well-built kids. You look at them during warm-ups, you're not going to think that they're skinny 17-year-old. Matter of fact, Malik Love is 17 still, and he's got the body of a 22-year-old weightlifter already. So he'll be ready to go that way. So I think they both did a good job.
And do you expect any of those freshmen to play, Malik Love, O'Brien, any significant time this season?
Yeah, I think the starting point guard is going to be between, Chris O'Brien as a sophomore transfer and Jamal Johnson as a freshman, kind of splitting in minutes and fighting over minutes. I mentioned at the end of the game, unlike football, you got to kind of determine a quarterback unless there's an injury or something significant. In basketball, we could play one point guard 25 minutes, and the backup minutes is 15, so he gets 7.5, and you're still kind of in the picture. And you need contribution from both guys, and then you can even move a point guard to the 2 spot and use an extra ball handling situation against a quick team. So it's not really an either-or in basketball. There's a lot more, variables that you can go with based on the type of team and the quickness that you're facing. So we have that flexibility in basketball.